have a chat or
Yeah.
hang out with for a good period of time?
Either.
Okay. I think I'd like to go back about 15,000 years and hang out with a tribal shaman or like an indigenous group shaman somewhere in the Celtic lands or maybe the Germanic Dutch areas. And just, yeah, get a sense of what life was like a long time ago for these people. Although, I think many of these people migrated there, so probably their ancestors who are pre-civilization, pre-agriculture, came from Central Asia or somewhere thereabouts. So I'd probably have to go back to somewhere around the Caspian Sea.
Okay. Great.
It's a little
Sounds like
nebulous,
fun.
but
Yeah.
well, the setting's pretty nice. Being on the lake. But I think my favorite part is just connecting with people, hearing where they're at. I like just being present with people, and so it's nice just to be present and hear where you're all at.
Great.
Probably the thing that grabs me the most is, I think all of it circles around the mystery of all this, like what. And I have the sense that being modern Westerners, there's a lot of veils between us and what's really going on at a deeper level. And so for me, it's like, how do I start to remove those and actually see what we call nature, or let's say the spirit world, a little more clearly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just see, but hear and, with all of our senses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think ideally about 8 to 9 hours.
And how much do you get?
About 7.
And if you could have, what would you like most of all?
What would I like most of all?
Yeah. What do you feel most best in the day if you had it?
About 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's in the plans.
Oh, really? Cool.
And I'm not sure, it's still coalescing. I mean, I think it's about, it's at the intersection of what I was most interested in with how we got to this state, where we are now. I think ultimately it's about how we perceive. I'm not sure the book's the best format, but it's about how do we perceive and the consequences of that.
Okay.
I have no idea.
What would you like? Do you have something you'd like where you'd like to be in 10 years?
Well, I'd really like to have a wife and kids, and I'd really like to live in some kind of community. I know that's not very easy these days. And I'd really like to be closer to the land. I don't know what it would be, but I would invent something that would I don't know if that's the right word, but I would help rediscover something that would, in a fairly straightforward way, such that it's accessible to almost anyone in this culture, show them that there's very different perspectives and ways of seeing, and the consequences of these different ways of seeing.
I think not necessarily like a famous person, but just someone from a very different point of view. So like, one of the things I often think about when we're doing something that's, very modern, or, I don't know, what would someone who's completely unconnected from technology or anything like that think about this experience if they were part of that? And it would be interesting to meet someone like that. yeah, it's really nice to see everyone together and how people's lives are going, and yeah, just socializing and catching up. I'm trying to find balance in my life. So I'm trying to maintain hobbies and work and a relationship, hopefully. I'm trying to juggle all of that at once. I survive on 6, but
How much do you get?
yeah, lately it's been like 6, 7
Okay.
hours, but I really,
How much do you like?
yeah, 8, 9,
Okay.
10. I don't say no to 10. I think just a story, like I'd like to write about something that I've observed or understand well and try and describe it in such a way that other people can feel like they're experiencing that thing without actually doing it. In 10 years?
Yeah.
So I'm turning 30 next week. 10 years I'll be 40. I don't know. I think I've been very content not to set hard goals, and whenever I've tried, it hasn't always worked out, and that's been fine. So I don't want to fixate on something.
All right.
I think I'm enjoying life as it is. I'm not too concerned about it. I think politically I would, get the different cultures and divisions of the world to pull together.
Cool. That's it.
Probably the Dalai Lama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He's definitely got some wisdom there. Something interesting that I don't entirely understand. So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard to say. I've been enjoying the whole thing, like the whole package. Just the mixture of like some structured activities, things like this, and the discussions that were kind of prompted last night. The kind of freedom too to just kind of drift from kind of group to group to play board games and to go like the disc golfing was really nice. So, and the soccer was awesome. I haven't done that in a really long time. That might be the highlight actually. Come to think of it, just for its nostalgia. But yeah, just the whole thing, I would say. I think it's a really good model for future reunions. Definitely teaching. Yeah. It's so complex and involves every part of you. And it's always a challenge in some way. Even if you've kind of overcome the last challenge and you don't get to rest on your laurels very often because you realize, oh, right, I can make that better now. And you have so much motivation to make it better because you know it's so important to these young people's lives. So, yeah, so much to learn in terms of how to kind of relate more to the kids at their age and in their kind of social groups, especially now with phones and technology and everything. And also on how to bring the material to them in a way that's accessible for all of them, because they're also all very different.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. I think 8 hours is my minimum to kind of stay at kind of a neutral.
How much do you get?
probably around 7.
Kind of ideal world, how much do you like it?
Maybe 9. Yeah, I think recently with the concussion, I've been needing to sleep a lot more. But yeah, definitely during school time, 7 is pretty good. And then the weekends, I'll sleep in. That's kind of key to recuperate a bit.
Yeah.
I actually have started writing a couple books, and then I kind of stopped writing them. So I don't know if that would apply. The first one was essentially about, it was like a teenage novel, kind of adventure novel with someone who's really into mindfulness, and then it's based on the premise that enough mindfulness going really, really far, you can actually like essentially do magic because you can modify the quantum state and stuff like that. But yeah, that's
Cool.
so I started it because every once in a while I like to write short stories, and then I wrote this one short story and realized when I got to the end of it that was not a short story. That was a chapter. That was a chapter. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think I wrote like 3 more chapters without knowing where the story was going. So that was interesting too. And then the other one was about, it's kind of an introspection. It's just kind of a road trip. 2 people, an older guy picks up a hitchhiker, and what I was noticing was that every character in the story was me. So I was like, okay, it's really interesting to see it that way, like all different facets and manifestations kind of thing, of different things I could have been. So yeah, but both of those I've kind of put to the side at the moment. I'm not super motivated by either one of them at the moment, so I'm not sure what I would write it about.
Might be something new.
Yeah, like I think it's with this because writing is just for me. It's sometimes I'll share it with people, but it's just I like the process of just sitting down and getting the story on paper.
Yeah.
But sometimes that process, like the topic, doesn't interest me anymore. So, well, I might come back to that at some point, but we'll see. Yeah. It's a good question. One I've been thinking about a fair bit, and I haven't really come up with a clear answer for. The teaching thing is super important to me, so that's definitely something that I want to explore a lot more. But I feel like there's lots of other things that I'd like to explore before then, but I don't know what they are. Like just adventures in a sense of different shapes and sizes. I guess that's what would be important for me from between now and then, is that it's not just like smooth sailing the entire time, that I mix it up and challenge myself in addition to the challenge that teaching already brings. So in my in teaching, I see a lot of the struggles that students have come from a lack of courage. Often a lack of courage to admit that they did something that they're not happy with, for example, to accept that responsibility, or courage to be vulnerable with another student and to empathize with them. And so I don't know what the project would be, but
the result would be
an increased amount of courage for everyone. I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think probably most people are answering political or leaders in some way, but I don't think I
Such a
would do that.
Yeah.
No, probably Wim.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, I got to know Ima quite a bit, and I knew Wim, but most of my memories of him now are kind of the presence of Wim.
Ah,
My memory is like what it was like to be around him, but not. I don't actually remember what our conversations were about.
right.
So that seeing all the relatives that I don't see a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and playing games and acting like a kid. But mostly, I mean, Isaac being and Theo being away, Theo less so, and then the Rolfies all dispersing.
Yeah.
So just being able to get everyone back in one place. The cousins' Christmas were one of my fondest memories growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So recreating that.
Yeah, nice.
Trying to figure out if what I'm most interested in is what I do with my time.
No. Doesn't have to be. It can be something that, yeah.
So I'm interested in having fun, and on whether it's with my kids or playing disc golf or playing games at the game store or trying to make rammed earth happen and teaching courses and kind of jump starting that in different areas. Yeah. It's even that often feels like a game to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
it's playing games.
Yeah.
Define need.
Your definition.
Well, I've shown that I can function on very few hours of sleep, like 3 or 4.
Okay, how much do you get? Average.
6.
And how much do you like? If you
Oh, 10, 12.
Okay.
10. The way that we, as people, go through life and make decisions, and how it's not the most effective way. So, focusing on interactions and how to communicate with people and create environments that are successful, rather than the way 99.9% of our society's decisions get made.
Mm.
And the enjoyment you can get out of approaching that a different way.
Mm. Okay, nice. I want to read that book. Where would you like to be?
Right here.
Yeah?
Yeah. It would be great if we were doing these family reunions. If we were doing this exact same thing 10 years from now, that would be pretty perfect for me. In a broader sense, my kids will be pretty grown up. And yeah, I imagine Jekka and I will start looking at traveling more and that type of thing, that where we're less locked down to a single location.
Mm.
Yeah. For me, it's societal shifts. I don't think inventions are the answer.
Okay.
So I guess it would be a project undertaking societal shift in the way we approach things, and looking at things from a broader sense and from a philosophical sense, and looking at how we make decisions holistically. I don't think inventions inside of the current framework are going to get us very far.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Currently, I'd probably say Lin-Manuel Miranda, because I'm obsessed with Hamilton, the musical that he wrote.
Oh, so he's a playwright, or
Yeah,
yeah,
composer.
composer.
Hi. And just brilliant.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Real interested in his writing.
Yeah, his writing and his rhythmic, like it's completely sung or rapped all the way through, and just musically, yeah. I really liked playing games late at night with the cousins. That was fun.
Lots of energy up there.
Lots of energy. I definitely went to bed before them,
Yeah.
both nights.
Yeah.
And I also liked the storytelling last night about Womenima
Ah,
theater.
yeah. Surprise.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Although I'm a little too immersed at the moment, but
Yeah.
yeah. To function well, I need a lot, like at least 8 hours.
Okay. And how much do you get typically?
Sometimes 8 hours.
Yeah.
6 to 10.
Okay. And
Probably
if you-
averages at about 8.
yeah, how much would you like? I mean, if everything was.
Oh, like 10 at
10?
least. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 12.
Okay.
I did sort of write a little bit of a book for my herbal project last year about
Right.
herbs for
Yeah.
parenting. And that's the only time in my life that I've ever been like, oh, I could write this into, like, I could go further and actually make a book out of this.
Right.
So probably that.
Okay.
Salt Spring.
Mm-hmm.
Probably on some acreage with my own theater and a big self-sustaining farm with a lot of people on it to actually do the farming part while I was doing the theater part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Not thinking bigger than, like, I could put a lot of thought into that and do something world changing, but
Yeah.
just in my little world, I would build a theater and run it and rent it for affordable costs with rehearsal space and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
So there's so many choices. I'd like to talk with more than one, but an average Neanderthal,
Okay.
so I can see what they're like. So I would say the soccer, which I haven't played and probably shouldn't have for a long time and shouldn't have been playing, but it's fun to play. My main interest, I love learning stuff, which is nothing new, but I've been learning things around health and success, which are pretty closely linked for me. Yeah, and a bit of ADHD, which is kind of, it all fits together. But basically just reading lots of nonfiction about things relevant to how to live my life.
Okay.
I would love to share about exercise more at some point. Well, I'm reading a book on that. I'm almost done. I'm guessing I need, something like 2 hours or whatnot, otherwise I'll die. So something like that. Something like,
How much do you get?
maybe 4 or 5.5 to be healthy.
And
How much do I
would you
get?
like?
Maybe 7.
Okay.
How much would I like? I like getting about 8.
Oh, yeah.
If I was going to write a book, what would it be about?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I could write a choose your own, I don't know, health success path type book
Okay.
where you'd kind of go through it and it'd be like, work on some fundamentals, and then do you go to this page or this page, and it kind of
Okay.
takes you through a path that is somewhat customized. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So, I have my vision that, okay, I'm going to be accomplished at like machine learning and artificial intelligence type stuff. So maybe in academia or maybe in industry, but more on the ideas understanding side than on the implementation side,
Right.
if I'm in industry. And then there's the, I'm not sure if I'll be successful at that still. And then there's like, I don't know, I could be anywhere.
Okay.
So they're kind of the two competing
Okay.
pictures in my mind,
Okay.
I would have informed citizen opinions be a central part of democracies. So, like citizens' assemblies, direct democracies that use them, deliberation day, where people go through a learning process prior to elections, an optional but encouraged, financially encouraged one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
I'd say Trump or any one of the Trump supporters.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, their point of view is so very different than mine that I would like to just have a conversation and see where they're coming from and get an understanding of what matters to them and why they have the beliefs that they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too difficult to arrange.
Just getting to know you guys, being here, it's wonderful. Also getting to know a part of Bruce's life, which I have never been a part of.
Oh,
So, yeah.
great.
Two things. I am very interested in precision medicine or personalized medicine, where people look at holistically individuals and try to figure out what would make best sense for them. Preventive medicine, which is, or preventive health, which is, exercise, diet, what are the things that you could do so that you don't get sick? Those are the two things that I'm interested in. And I guess it's a little bit career oriented because that is what my area of expertise is in. The other thing that I'm interested in just broadly is how the human mind works. Just why we think what we think and what can we do to maybe change it. Yeah. Yeah. Depends. Do we have Ethan over? Sometimes, average night about 6 hours or so, 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around
How
there.
much?
I would love to. Well, how much do I need? I can do well on 6 hours.
Okay.
I'm okay with 6 hours. It's not something that
How much
I can
how
still
much would you
function.
like?
I would love 8 consistently,
Okay.
which I don't get. I make up my sleep on the weekends, and I binge sleep on the weekends for 10 hours if I'm lucky. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
If I wrote a book, I'd write it about my life, just so that I leave something behind and share my experiences with the people who come by. Maybe they'll see something in it which they find useful. So, yeah, maybe about my experiences. I don't know, really.
Where would you like to be?
Family, kids, home, and a job that I enjoy. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds nice.
I mean, just come up with a way to feed the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eliminate hunger.
Yeah, eliminate hunger. I think that's main thing which is restricting a lot of things in the society today. And I think if we solve that problem, a lot of the other problems they can take on their own. And yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Robert Heinlein,
Oh.
science fiction author. Kind of creating the kind of worlds that he creates are more interesting than the stories, and the stories kind of arise out of them. But just the kind of creativity and thinking out of the box, and presenting ideas in ways that are, I think, feasible, or in ways that people don't balk at. even though they're pretty extreme. You know, suggesting kind of non-nuclear family units and things, and yeah, very interesting. I think just seeing where people are at in their lives again, you know, can be, I mean, the amount of time that passes, you know, years, and you're like, oh, I haven't seen you in how long? You know, 6 years or whatever it is, but just seeing kind of where people are at in their development, which is really always it's always a pleasure. Us making music still is, yeah, I would say is kind of like consistent over the past kind of 20 years. And now I'm doing it freelance. Actually have monetized my my music stuff, so that's nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Need? It's probably sitting around 8 hours.
Okay.
Get, often not that much. Working between contracts and then my 2 jobs, I often work 16 hours and sleep for 5 and then work another 16 hours. So yeah, less than I would like. But I do like those long stretches when I can get them.
What's your...
So I have a kind of a science fiction-esque novel in mind that I've been kind of playing around with. Haven't actually put pen to page yet, but dealing with autonomy. So the idea of a kind of a magic or whatever group, but the playing with the ideas of autonomy. So you're fortifying people's will or resolve, but you know, at what point does tampering with people's you know, ability to make their own decisions? You know, at what point does that become problematic? Like playing with those boundaries of you know, can you encourage people, and at what point does encouragement breach into taking over their autonomy?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would like to be teaching in university or teaching in some kind of political sphere, ideally. With kind of my interest in justice. I think either trying to prepare the next generation to be able to critically think and you know, be able to kind of make their own impact in significant ways, or trying to do that myself kind of more immediately with trying to educate people, overcome, you know, ignorance and
Yeah. Great.
like something to facilitate distribution of wealth. So as much as I think in principle a lot of people are okay with the idea of redistributing wealth around, the logistics of doing so I think are really problematic. So finding a way that kind of seamlessly, without a lot of effort, so there's not a lot of resistance, we can redistribute wealth, and not necessarily money, but you know, resources. So in places that are lacking water right now, being able to so some, I guess, logistical algorithm or something that can facilitate shuffling resources and goods around. Yeah.
Want to live in that world.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh God, first question. I've heard everybody get this and I haven't thought about it. Oh, that's so... Okay. I'm coming up with nothing. Oh, Maria. Yeah, Maria, who I met in Ecuador.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and maybe Minaria as well. He popped into my head before Maria, but when the connection that I made with Maria, without being able to communicate with her, was strong. So I would really love to be able to talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's the woman in the Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah.
The energy of everybody being together and the memories and the laughter just how comfortable everybody is together. I love that, and how comfortable everybody is here. Oh, I'm going to get emotional. It's really great having people here. Yeah, being able to share our space and have everybody be comfortable and laughing and
Yeah.
repeating myself. Getting Arizona started, but not because that's what I'm most interested in, just that that's most forefront. I'm most interested in seeing what our preconceived notions of the world and the people in the world are, and that aren't true. So going to Pakistan, it was just a big realization that everything that I know about Pakistan through our media and, I don't know, history is not real. I don't know what is real, but it's not what we think we know. It's not truth.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm really interested in trying to tease that out. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I function reasonably well on 6 hours.
How much do you get?
I would say I get 6, 7, 8.
And
Yeah.
how much would you like?
I would like to do 6 during the week and then just sleep on the weekend, 10 hours on the weekend. Sleep in, read, not move much. Yeah. Well, the same thing that I'm interested in, which is how what we think is true that isn't true, and being in conversation with people from different cultures or different religions, different economic places, and break up the way we think. Change how we think about other people and even ourselves. So it might not be a book. I'm interested in creating a blog about that, and so maybe someday I'd put blog sections together into a book. But yeah,
All right.
I want to start blogging.
Yeah.
10 years from now, my kids are going to throw a huge party in 2 months for my 75th birthday.
Okay.
I hate parties. Don't do that. I'm going to be going on road trips with you, adventures with Mir. In my little red Volkswagen Beetle convertible. Mir and Mike and a dog in the back. Adventuring.
Okay.
It's going to be a project. I'm project oriented. A project to decrease the fear. So thinking, I've done some work with homeless people, and as a young person growing up in Toronto, there were a lot of homeless people and I was afraid of them, and there's a lot of mental health issues in that demographic. So the project would be to help people not be afraid of each other when we're different.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about Not Yet Born? Does that count?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to interview somebody 7 generations in the future and ask them how we're doing, what they'd like us to do differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the energy and the laughter that are going to be my takeaways. Just, yeah, it's really nice to see everybody enjoying everybody else's company, and it's just, yeah, lots of good vibes.
Okay. I'll follow up that question because you actually organized this reunion. And what was that your intention, or was there another intention that you had?
No, that was my intention. People getting together and staying in touch.
Yeah.
My main interests these days, I'm always partly thinking about the future, like what kind of future I want to create for myself, my family, descendants. And I'm also find myself quite interested in Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I like to see what's new on the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I need a total of 6 hours of sleep, but it is throughout the day. So like a nap plus whatever I sleep at night adds up, total 6.
Wow.
Need.
Okay.
I'll probably get 7. Maybe, yeah, depends. Say 7, maybe 8. And what do I like? I like being fully charged. I like 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I would want something that shows people a way forward that's, that has our species not racing towards a cliff. Like I would like to be able to articulate a turn in such a convincing manner that people actually take that turn away from the cliff. 10 years, I'll be 75. Like, yeah, I'm not fixed. I'd like to be alive as a starting point. I'd like to be active in the business in a reduced way, but still active.
Yeah.
I'd like to be I'd like to be doing interesting things with Mike, such that she's doing what she wants. Yeah.
Okay.
I invent a new primary color.
Okay, because there, like all of the other questions had a strong theme and focus to your answers, but okay, so primary color.
A new primary color.
Because?
Because that changes everything.
Yeah.
It's so
Foundation.
disruptive at a root level. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of a disruptor.
Yeah. Just shake things up.
I like shaking things up. Yeah.
I think it might be Pema Chodron, who is an American Buddhist nun who has such a wonderful take on life. And part of that is never losing your sense of humor. So, you go through all the Buddhist philosophy with her, but she says, like, why worry? Like, don't make it an issue if it isn't. And, she's just upbeat. I really like her. I have to say, I have had a dearth of male energy in my life. And I love how all these male cousins, the camaraderie, the laughter, the testosterone, you name the soccer, it's just awesome. I really like that. It's been a big gap in my life. So
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably the thing that I'm thinking about most and putting out there is, how does our generation prepare the next generation, our children, for our deaths? And how do we have those conversations with them in a way that's comfortable for everyone, and then in a way that understands it's an ongoing process. It's not, don't cremate me, or it's like, these are several scenarios I've thought about, and these are some of the options I would want you to consider if I would not be able to make those decisions myself. Yeah, just that's uppermost right
Okay.
right now.
Yeah. How much do you need?
I probably need about 8 hours. In the summer, it's about that. In the winter, it's more. I'm pretty sensitive to light, and I think that's fine. I don't try to block it out. I usually get pretty close to what I think I need, except when I'm at family reunions.
Okay, and that's how much you like too.
Yeah,
Like 8
pretty
hours.
well. Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've thought of writing books quite a bit in the last 5 or so years. If it was, if I could write nonfiction, it would be sort of short story, the way that the author of Olive Kitteridge, something Stroud, would write. Just really very simple human interactions that can have a lot of meaning in a person's life. Just to delve into that, but in a short story format, because that could be pretty intense. So does that answer the question?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Is this the one that is no failures?
No.
No, dang. Okay. Where I would like to see myself is in a multi-generational community. Yeah. Ideally with a geothermal heating source and, you know, really good and varied building techniques, and a common area for gatherings, and you know, people could have tiny homes or they could have rammed earth or whatever they wanted, but there would be a lot of sharing of space as well, including gardens, and that would be my ideal community, I think. I'm very wary of the trend to, you know, over 55s or whatever these closed gated communities are, make me very nervous. I don't know how it would, I wouldn't know what it would look like, but the foundation of it would be a real overhaul of Western society values and belief systems, to the end specifically of people really understanding that they're part of a bigger community. And we all have responsibilities to each other, but really that starts with responsibility to ourselves. I think that would be a fairly significant change in our world order. So let's make it work.
Yeah. Great.
That would be a win.
Would it be Wim?
Yeah.
Okay.
The talking. Just, you know, everybody being together talking. Sometimes I don't even say anything. I just listen. That's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
These days in
Can I put a second in there?
Sure.
The swimming was the next.
Okay.
I haven't swum for years, I realized. So.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
Singing.
Singing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I take lessons and sing in 2 choirs, and yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like your minimum.
About 9 hours.
That's your minimum?
No, that's what I need.
Okay. And how much do you get?
It varies. 7, 8, 9, 10,
Yeah.
occasionally 11.
In an ideal world, like you could just take as much as you want, how much would you like?
About 9.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot imagine myself writing a book.
Oh, okay.
No, but, you know, you never asked me the second half of that question, which was, what am I concerned about, I think was.
Okay. Sure.
And it's the same thing. As if I was ever to write anything, it would be some kind of sort of biographical thing about the last 5 years of Mary Marshall's life, because it's just horrible, frankly.
Oh.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm quite concerned about that. And I would put that in writing. I don't see myself having the energy to do that.
But you know, if I had the energy, that's probably what I'd put just to get it out there.
Yeah.
Because very few people really know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have eyes in there 3 times a day, 7 days a week, you see what's really going on.
Grim.
It's grim, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I'd like to put that in,
Yeah.
out there somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I like to be upright to begin.
Okay.
I am almost 70.
Yeah.
Both Jan and I would like to be still on our property,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and doing what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to stay fit enough to keep doing those things that we do. And yeah, we would just really enjoy living where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only limited to one. I don't want to get
You're only
3
limited-
wishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'd certainly, if there was something I could do and know and not fail on, it would be electoral reform.
Oh.
But I would like to make it slightly broader
Mm-hmm.
so that it results in some form of governance, not only in Canada, but throughout the world.
Mm.
That would lead to world peace.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the ideal.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
I think, sounds cheesy, but I think it's whim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, one of the things that I really want for my kids is to have relationships with you guys, and I was really young when he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like playing games with family.
Mm.
I really like playing games, so I like that we get together and play games and catch up. It's been a long time since I've seen everyone, so it's nice to see what everyone's up to, but games.
Yeah. Okay.
Always. I'm definitely interested in rowing,
Mm.
but I'm also quite interested in dogs, which hasn't really changed. Yeah, I'm really wanting to have a dog and doing some research, and that's kind of what I'm interested in immediate, like
Mm.
within the past couple months, rowing more long term, and then also really interested in my job. I've been learning a lot about the real estate industry and the market and architecture, and really enjoying that.
Great.
I don't think I've ever really tested it. I think the least amount of sleep I get is like 6 hours, maybe twice or 3 times a year.
Okay.
I'm like pretty dedicated to my sleep.
And how much do you get normally?
7 to 7.5, 7 hours is probably pretty average.
And if you could get any amount, what do you like? What makes you feel best?
I think about, like, I naturally wake up. I
Mm.
think about 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know. I've never really thought about writing a book. I think that when I think about writing a book, I don't have the kind of imagination that, like, that doesn't seem like fun, trying to create a story.
Mm.
So I guess I would kind of lean towards a book that helped people. And then looking at the things that I'm experiencing now, like, I don't think I have anything I'd write a book about right now, but maybe in the future. Some things I'm dealing with are being a young woman in a business and starting out, and the challenges that lie in doing that. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out and have some wisdom to pass on. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely not something I'm thinking about doing
Yeah.
or wanting to do. In 10 years, I will be 36. I'm 26. I think, I mean, physically, I don't know where I'll be. Probably on the West Coast somewhere. Either Victoria, Vancouver, maybe an island, who knows? Probably not. Where I'll be at my life, I'm hoping that I have kids, 2 potentially, and a dog, obviously. And Alex, we'll see how that goes. And then I'd like to travel, and I'd like to travel with my kids and, you know, go on a couple of trips a year, and I'm hoping that that's a reality in our life.
Nice. And
I mean, I guess the same thing. I'd like to help people in some way, maybe create some kind of difference in the world. I don't know how or what, but there's a lot of different things that I hear about that make me really sad. So yeah, I don't know what specifically I would want to do, but I would obviously like to have an influence against some of the horrible things that happen in the world and people who aren't given the same opportunities that we were given. Yeah, I'm going to take Lewis's response and say, I don't know.
Okay. Great. Eliminate suffering.
Eliminate suffering, yeah. That's, I mean, the whole thing.
I would love to have a conversation with Jack Nicklaus. Yep. My favorite part of this reunion is reliving all the memories of the cousins together. Everybody growing up together, which is something that my family didn't really have. So it's cool to get a little piece of it. Most interested in now. It's a developing interest for myself and us is our personal businesses. Elspeth's business is obviously growing and changing every day, and mine is very much changing right now, and it's really interesting. It really interests me what kind of directions that it can go in and what kind of things can be possible for me.
Cool.
How much sleep do I need?
How much do you need?
Minimum 8 hours.
And how much do you get?
Maximum 6.
How much would you like to get?
I would love to get 7 to 8.
Okay.
If I was to write a book, I don't know. I mean, I read books about, I don't read a lot. The only books I read are about coaching and sometimes golf. And I don't know if I could write a book in either of those topics, but
Well, if you could.
I think I would like to be able to, throughout my life, gain enough knowledge that I might actually be able to provide something of interest in the field of coaching.
Nice.
Myself in 10 years. 2027, maybe something a little bigger than a 1-bedroom apartment in Kits. 2 kids. I don't know. I have no idea where we would be living, but maybe Vancouver, maybe Victoria. Definitely 10 years, a small family.
Okay, great. And if you could take on any project or invent anything and be guaranteed of success, like no doubt you're going to succeed, so take on any project or invent anything, what would you do? You're guaranteed to succeed. Don't worry about failing. You're just...
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could have some pretty grand aspirations if this scenario was possible.
Yeah. So what would be the grand aspiration?
Oh, I don't know. Something practical. I think that something that affects my life and something that affects a lot of people's life. I would love to invent some more efficient form of mass and like rapid transportation.
Oh.
We spend a lot of time sitting in cars between point A and point B that could be better spent either, efficiently at one end or the other. Just sitting in our cars, burning gas, pumping fumes is a pretty huge inefficiency in life. I would love to fix that somehow. I don't know. Okay. Who knows what that answer is?
Okay, great. Love it.
Oh. Okay. We'll be an artist. Or Einstein. Being on Salt Spring. I haven't seen some of the people here in like 7 years, I guess. So that's interesting. Doesn't feel like 7 years.
Yeah.
Time management. Just evolution, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just continue, like not trying to find new things to do, but just getting better at what's already there. What have I done the day before?
What do you need?
Okay, 8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours. I get usually about 10.
And what do you like?
I like 8.
You like 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or 12.
You
I like 12. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Psychedelic experiences, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Physically.
Maybe living more in a situation like this,
Okay.
farther out of the city, more living a little slower, more comfortable.
Okay.
Owning a tattoo parlor, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Create a city,
Okay.
restructure the idea of what a city should be.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, first I'm going to ask you, Ryan, and then I'll ask you, okay, Ethan, the same question. The first question is, who's your favorite person in the whole world?
Uncle Fraser.
Uncle Fraser, okay. How about you, Ethan? Who's your favorite person in the whole world?
You.
Oh, oh, cool. Oh, that's so nice for me. And Ryan, what's your favorite part of this family reunion?
Having screens.
Having screens? Okay. And how about you, Ethan? What's your favorite part of this family reunion?
Sleep.
Sleeping? Okay, great.
Where are you sleeping?
In the tent.
You're camping for the first time?
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, Ryan, my next question is, what are you most interested in all the world? What's the most interesting thing to you?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. How about you, Ethan? What's the most interesting thing for you?
With my mama.
With your mama?
Yeah, I saw a huge spider that was so huge, it was big like a tree.
Oh, so that spider with your mama?
It was this first thing.
Oh, cool. Okay, and what is your favorite time to go to bed? If you could go to bed at any time, what time would you like to go to bed?
When it's dark.
When it's dark, that's when you like to go to bed? How about you, Ethan?
When it's light.
When it's light. Okay. So you guys like to go to bed at different times. And what's your favorite book?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter? Nice. How about you, Ethan? What do you like? What's your favorite book?
The Ant and the Elephant.
The Ant and the Elephant. Oh, that's a great one too.
Same.
They're both great books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Yeah.
And those are both.
Okay. And let's see what else. What do you think when you get older? What do you think you're going to be like? Do you have any idea? Something you'd like to do or be, or where you'd like to be? Any ideas about what's going to happen in the future with you?
I will miss my parents.
You will miss your parents? Yeah. How about you, Ethan?
I want to be a daddy like my mama.
You want to be a daddy like your mama?
No, my baba.
Oh, your baba. Oh, yeah.
He's old.
He's pretty old, yeah.
But I think when I get like him. Same.
Okay, so last question. If you could do anything in the world and be so good at it that you could do it, like you couldn't fail, you couldn't not do it. If you could choose anything, like you had superpowers, and you could do anything, what would your superpower allow you? What would you want to do with your superpower?
Freeze people.
Freeze people? Okay.
The thing that I want to do with my superpower is spin and jump.
Spin and jump. Okay, great. Kind of athletic stuff.
Ooh, and what I also want to do when I grow up is spin around in a circle and make an earthquake.
Make an earthquake. Okay, cool. That sounds like fun.
Like in Ninjago. what the ninjas do. They
Oh, yeah.
spin around.
A ninja move.
And I wish I was the red ninja. So,
Okay. Well, great. Good job, you guys.
wait,
Thanks. Do you have anything else you want to say?
you have to talk. What is your favorite plant?
What's your favorite plant?
Your favorite plant is apple.
Oh,
An apple.
an apple. And what's your
And-
favorite plant?
My favorite plant is a flower.
A flower. Nice.
And plums and an apple.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
That freaked me out. Alright.
Okay, any other questions that you want to answer? Or want to ask?
I wish my favorite was going to I wish I had a fire sword.
A
What
fire
was
and a sword?
real?
A sword with a fire on it?
What wasn't real?
Not real.
What was fake?
Fake.
What the red ninja has.
How about, back to ninjas.
I want I want a pet butterfly.
A pet butterfly. What fun. Oh,
Once
nice.
I had a pet butterfly at my school.
Mm. Okay, I have one last really hard question. Are you ready? What's your favorite color?
All of the colors
All of the colors? Whoa.
and all of the shades.
And the shade. Okay.
I like red, purple.
Red and purple. Wow, nice warm colors. And Ryan likes all the colors.
And all of the shades.
And all of the shades, yeah. You like everything. Nice. Okay.
I actually like the whole entire world.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's a... Okay.
Did you put on your schedule? Did you put on your schedule which is your favorite bug?
That's a good question. We could do that. Do you think we got time for that?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite bug?
A butterfly.
A butterfly. How about you?
And a dragonfly and a spider and all of the bugs. And all of the birds, of course. See, there's a bird right there.
Yes. How about you, Ethan? What's your favorite bug? I know you had a big spider that you got in your box.
I like spiders, wood bugs, and my favorite beetle is the stag one. Stag beetle and a praying mantis.
Praying mantis.
But the only type of spider what I don't like is a poisonous spider.
Right. Poisonous spiders are no fun.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any poisonous spiders around. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But where are we going to go?
Where we're going to go in Arizona, there are poisonous spiders. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be aware.
All spiders are poisonous.
No.
Not all.
Well, most of them aren't poisonous.
Yeah, the ones what have fluffies are.
What one with fur on its arms? That's a
Yeah.
poisonous spider.
And all around
Yeah.
its body, but not on the head.
Furry spiders are, you want to keep your distance from furry spiders.
Yeah, so
Spiders
always
with
run
fur.
away from them.
They're not very fast. You can walk and they can't keep up.
They're like
They're very slow.
this.
Yeah. Yeah, about like
And they
that
run
speed.
like this.
Yeah.
And then you jumped over a cliff and landed on another island. They would just jump and then fall off the cliff.
And they drown in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that I saw a spider and I was at the desert and the thing that it it was called the rolling spider.
Oh.
It's a sand spider that rolls.
Wow, it rolls down the hills?
Instead of the creature, eats it all up, it gets it, then it rolls away.
Oh. So that's how he stops being eaten? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the video.
Bye.
Good job, guys.
Bye. Now it's my.
What is your favorite dinosaur?
Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus. Okay.
They're really tall. They're taller than a tree and a building.
Oh.
And my favorite is T-Rex.
They're both really big dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the T-Rex is a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more ferocious.
Mhm.
But, okay, so you ready for your next question?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, if you could live or travel anywhere in the world, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
To gymnastics.
To gymnastics? All right. You like gymnastics quite a bit, don't you?
I like gymnastics because I went there.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
I'll bet it was. How about you, Ryan? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
Off Island.
Off Island?
In Vancouver.
Vancouver? You like Vancouver?
And do you know what else I like?
What's that?
It's a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl?
Same.
Yeah, they're flying ones, right?
Yeah.
They're the biggest.
Yeah. You guys have a lot in common. You like a lot of the same
Oh,
things.
you hold it.
Sure. Okay, and what do you think is the fastest thing in this world?
Huh?
What do you think goes the fastest in this world? What's the fastest thing in this world?
Cheetah.
A cheetah?
Cheetah.
You think cheetah too? Okay.
But the more faster than the cheetah is the katydid.
The what?
Katydid.
Katydid. Okay.
No, not katydid. Katydid.
Katydid.
Is that like a cicada? A katydid. Is that a kind of a bug?
It's a bug, but it's more bigger than a grasshopper.
All right.
Even a praying mantis.
Right.
Like a grasshopper.
I didn't know they were fast.
So what do you think is the slowest thing in the world?
A sloth.
A frog? Okay, and what do you think?
Sloth.
A sloth?
Yeah.
Sloths are pretty slow. Frogs are
Sloth?
pretty...
Like fluff coming down.
Fluff
Sloth.
coming down is pretty slow.
Just
Sloth.
like this.
Sloth.
You're sticking with sloth?
Sloth is more slower.
Yeah, fluff is like this.
But it goes like...
Okay.
And fluff, like when it drops from the sky, it's like... And it's so slow.
So what, next question, you ready? Okay, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the world?
Butterfly.
You like the butterfly the most? What do you think, Ryan? What do you think is the most beautiful thing in the world?
A butterfly.
Butterfly too, yeah. Butterflies are pretty darn beautiful.
And they're pretty slow.
What do you think is the scariest thing in the world?
A dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
monster.
A monster?
Yeah, I
And
learned
dr-
of a
and scary
monster that was like
You know,
that. It was like this, and it was so big. It was bigger than the other monsters.
you know what? You know why you guys are really lucky?
Why?
Because there's no monsters and there's no dinosaurs in this world. So you don't have to be scared.
But I'm scared of my dreams, like scary dreams.
Scary dreams? Oh yeah.
Once I had a dream and there was a zombie in it, and like everybody, me and my friends were like attacking it.
Oh.
I'm scared of scorpions.
Scorpions.
Same. I'm afraid of everything what's a poisonous, and of my dreams.
And of your dreams, yeah.
Once I had a scary dream, and Gollum was the only one who was in it, and he was talking to me, and I was asleep, and he's like, and he's actually talking in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, freaky Gollum. In my brain, I did, because nobody heard.
So you know when you get older, you still have scary dreams. Your whole life you have scary dreams.
But when you're old, you're not.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, you do.
No,
I have scary
no,
dreams.
like I mean when you're dead.
When you're dead, I think you're in dream world. That's for another interview.
Yeah.
The thing that I know that the thing that I know.
Don't play with that very much because you're making sound. It's listening to you play with it.
The thing that I know is when a volcano is in hot rock, it pushed the way out.
Push all the molten rocks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Volcanoes do that. Yeah, how are we doing? Yeah. Any other questions for you guys?
Ryan can pick.
Here, you want your apple?
No.
Okay. I think it might be sour.
That's when I'm done.
It's probably really sour. Want to try it?
It's not ripe yet.
It's not ripe yet. You can eat it. It's just really sour. Is it sour? You want a bite?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I know that's gonna be sour.
Yeah.
Because I saw that sparkle in your face again.
Ethan's face changed, didn't it? Okay. Well, that was really good, guys.